teams are saying could go to Pittsburgh. He could go to Pittsburgh and join up the Steelers. The options right now is that it could be Rodgers, it could be Fields, it could be Russ. So, James Jones, do you like Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers?
Oh, man, y'all know I like my dog Aaron Rodgers to any team in the National Football League. No, but to the Steelers, it makes a lot of sense. You trade for DK Metcalf. You have George Pickens. You have a really good tight end. You're probably going to add another running back. Get somebody that can spin the football to get the ball to your playmakers. I'm not saying Justin Fields is not a good quarterback, but we all know Justin Fields' strength is not throwing the ball. These receivers want the football. Get a guy in there that can get DK involved in the game, can get George involved in the game. That is why you go over there and trade for him. You don't go trade for DK Metcalf to be in here blocking for your run game. You know what I'm saying? You go over here and you trade for him to go down the football field and make big plays. He has more speed than George Pickens. Now George is your route runner. He's your playmaker underneath. Get a guy that can spin it and make everybody around you better, and that's Aaron Rodgers.
Superstar perspective, that's my new thing. We got superstar, we talking about, come to your boy first. Because James is right. Like, now, I don't love it, for Aaron Rodgers, to be honest. I don't love that move, but I do like it.
Yep.
And if you're going to bring DK Metcalf in there, you better have Russell, you better have Aaron Rodgers there, because my thing is, if you take the money away from DK Metcalf, you say, return him to the Steelers. You take the money away, he might be up there upset if he hears the conversation about, we're going to keep Justin Fields as a starter, maybe not Russ, maybe Aaron Rodgers. Give him money, he's okay with that. If it's going to be Russ, if it's not going to be Russ, give me Aaron Rodgers. I need somebody to throw me the ball deep. He's a wide receiver, right? And then, respectfully, coming from Geno, right? I think Geno's is a solid quarterback. Can we all say solid? But now it's like, I don't want to go from solid to now Lord and solid with Justin Fields. He needs a passer. Give him a passer, because if not, he's going to be upset. He's going to make all that money with a frown on his face.
Can I say why I hate it, Jay? Now, I hate it because, Chase, you said something during last week's show. Mike Tomlin, eventually you're going to have to do the dirty work yourself. Mike Tomlin has never drafted a quality quarterback or developed a quality quarterback. And so, Mike Tomlin, you tried to use Russell Wilson, who Pete Carroll developed. You're trying to use Aaron Rodgers, who Mike McCarthy developed. You won a Super Bowl with Ben Roethlisberger, who Bill Cowher acquired. Eventually, Mike Tomlin, you're going to have to get your own hands dirty offensively. Mike Tomlin is a defensive mind, one of the greatest the game of football has seen since the turn of the century, one of the greatest defensive minds and motivators we've all seen. But the reason I hate it, Chase, is because Mike Tomlin can't draft and or develop a queue of his own, he's going to try to retread 38, 39, 40, 41-year-old quarterbacks that other teams have already tried to develop. Eventually, Mike, you got to hit on a draft pick. You got to develop a draft pick. Swing and a miss on Kenny Pickett. Swing and a miss on the quarterback from Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph. Swing and a miss on the quarterback from Oklahoma, Landry Jones. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. And as a result, now, Chase, we're talking about a 41-year-old Q that's not mobile, and you got an offensive line that can't protect. I don't like it because, Tomlin, you got to do your own dirty work offensively.
No, I get what you're saying, and I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm like right in the middle of it. Like, for one, I'll respond to what you were saying about Mike Tomlin. Like, I just don't know why you'd want a 41-year-old quarterback in your building. Like, I understand that Rodgers is a good option, but he's a good option for what? For 1 year? And do you think really that Aaron Rodgers is the missing piece in a Super Bowl run? Because we saw what the defense did down the stretch. We saw what that offensive line was like. And then that's another, you put Aaron Rodgers behind a bad offensive line. And now, the one thing Aaron does well, he gets the ball out of his hand quickly, right, James Jones? Like, he's not back there holding. He's not out there, like, moving around like he used to. He gets the ball out quick. This is what he did really well the last 10 games of last year. But when you look at the weapons around it, like any quarterback, forget about Rodgers, any quarterback should want to go there. When you have DK Metcalf and George Pickens, they got to get a run game. But for me, if I'm the Steelers, I'm looking at, man, I have not hit on a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger. I have no idea why they want to go with a 41-year-old over maybe a 25-year-old. A Justin Fields type guy. And I know you know why, but I'm just saying from the future of the thing, of the franchise, to me, if you're going to sign Aaron Rodgers, you got to draft a guy. If you're going to sign Justin Fields, you're going to draft a guy middle round range that you're hoping is a guy. Quite honestly, this class isn't good. I don't love Aaron Rodgers to this year. I do think there's better teams out there.
So what's y'all plan if you're Mike Tomlin? Because in my humble opinion, whether we like it or not, Aaron the best option, age or not. Aaron is the best option at the quarterback spot. What's your plan? It's the weakest quarterback draft. So you possibly not going to hit on another one because it's the weakest one.
Why do you think he's
now
the
you're going to
best
have to be
option?
super developed.
Let's start
why do you
there.
think
I think Aaron Rodgers is still the best thrower of the football in this class. Sam Darnold can't even sniff the type of arm and development that Aaron Rodgers has. When I'm talking about breaking down defenses, getting the ball out of his hands, throwing with anticipation, I could keep on going down the road. There's nothing that these quarterbacks do out here right now better than Aaron Rodgers to move a little bit better.
But I think in this day and age of the NFL, I think that's significant. Like to say, we start saying move a little bit better as it's a throwaway, James, not indicting what you're saying, but move a little bit better in this day and age of the NFL where our top quarterbacks are rushing for 300, 400, 1,000 yards. I think that's of substance. I don't think that Justin Fields is this bona fide, all-pro caliber quarterback, but the Jets are a snack-sized version of the Steelers. And Aaron Rodgers struggled in a mighty way. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, George Pickens. Najee Harris and number 30. Shady, you'll have to help me with this name. I forget. Najee Harris and number 30, the backup running back. Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. A really good defense with the Jets. Supposed to be a really good defense with the Steelers. A defensive-minded head coach, albeit hadn't proven a goddamn thing in the NFL. With the Jets, a defensive-minded head coach with the Steelers. The Steelers and the Jets on paper are comparable. The Steelers and the Jets' ideology last year, comparable. The Steelers and the Jets are the same thing. You saw what Aaron Rodgers did with the Jets. Absolutely nothing. Why do you believe that you could come into a Steelers team in a significantly tougher division and win games? That's where I'm at 2-5 is like, we saw what Rodgers was.
Yeah, I think Tom has a big part of that, right? Aaron Rodgers is going to come there, the Steelers, and run the show. He's going to be part of the show. He's going to run the show. You watch him with the Jets, he was running the whole show. Mm-hmm. Practice this day, practice this, don't practice this next day. Or he plays, he don't play. Or blame this guy, blame it. That ain't going to happen with Mike Tomlin. That's one part. Second part, James is right. If we just talking about the straight quarterbacks, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, a lot of them do is better than Sam Darnold. A lot of teams is, if you had a quarterback, you take his name off the sheet, and I say he has 4,300 yards passing, 35 touchdowns, goes to the playoffs, one of the best teams in football, and you say he'll hit the market, everybody named Mom is going to try to sign him. Mm-hmm. Then I'll whisper his name and Sam Darnold. He's like, oh, wait, hold up. I don't want that. So I think Aaron's better there. I do like, Justin Fields, seriously, though. If he's 23, 25, it don't matter. He's not that good of a quarterback. We've seen it. And the way that the Steelers defense has played over the years, especially last year, you can't bank on that. You can't bank on beating teams with 4 field goals. No. You can't do it.
Let me push back.
They don't run the ball well. So my thing is, like, when you keep talking about all these other quarterbacks, like, for the job, other than my opinion, Russ, I like Russ. Mm-hmm. I think Russ shows you who he really is because that defense was not good last year. The running game was non-existent. Couldn't find it. Offensive line wasn't that good, and Russ still carried that team to the playoffs. And I watched Russ go against some good quarterbacks and beat him last year.
But here's the thing, and Chase has been preaching this, and let me push back on you out of respect. With Justin Fields, without DK Metcalf, you started 4-2. Russell Wilson finished the season 0-5. Justin Fields ain't great, but I know he can go 0-5. So with Justin Fields at 25, 26 years old, you started 4-2 without DK. You finished down the season, down the stretch with Russ 0-5. You have to suggest to me a game or games that you would rather Russell Wilson have than a Justin Fields have, because with Justin, without DK, you found a way to win games.
Well, can we look at the games? See, that's why I hate to go to stats. If you really watch the games that he won, they was kicking field goals. Mm-hmm. And the defense was playing well. Let's flip-flop. Same thing. Let's flip-flop. When Russ was putting up points and scoring some touchdowns, the defense wasn't as good. True or false?
1,000% true.
All right. So my thing, if Justin Fields play in them games, they getting blew out.
But real quick, because I got to push back on something. Okay, right. Shady said they were kicking field goals. Someone correct me if I am wrong. When the Steelers beat the Ravens, I believe the final score was 18 or 19 to 16 on all field goals, 2-5. So what about? It was 6 field goals.
Yeah, so what about when he played Joe Burrow?
And he outdoed him.
And the defense couldn't stop nobody.
But the next time he played...
Hold on, whoa.